Okay, whatever this craft dinner thing is, take one. Good morning, afternoon, or evening, depending on which part of our wonderful globe you're on. My name is Adam, and I come to you today with a bit of an interesting cavalcade of information that I feel I can provide. So, for those who don't know me, I consider myself aficionado of certain parts of the food spectrum. One of those parts specifically that I consider myself very well acquainted with is the Kraft dinner product. I've eaten it for many, many years. I know all its various incarnations and varieties. I have studied its history. I've been known to seek out it and information in all its glory. A, because it's wonderful and delicious, and B, because it is a hallmark of this land. We package and produce it right here in our fair Montreal, Quebec. And I would consider myself throughout my years to be what I would consider something of a craft dinner influencer, I guess, in a way. I espouse its fine values to all the world. And so usually I keep this information kind of to myself. But something kind of came up recently that I felt my palate was well acquainted to kind of deliver something of a unique perspective on. And that was, of course, the introduction of the Flavor Boost packets that Kraft Heinz released just these past few months. So just to give you a little bit of history on what we're doing right here. So for those who don't know, who haven't been keeping up to date, aren't on the forums, aren't getting the newsletters in your inboxes, over the past little X amount of time, Kraft has been experimenting with promoting the Fair Kraft Dinner product, utilizing different kind of out there experimental flavorings. They've been hanging out for free. Those of you might remember last fall season, they distributed a pumpkin spice flavoring, which I sadly was not able to get my hands on. And then this past Valentine's Day, they created a lovely candy flavored craft dinner. Again, much to my dismay, I was unavailable to get my hands on. But they decided for those of us who are Neanderthals or plebes were not worthy of getting those wonderful, wonderful promotional products. They've released now, just these past few months, a wide array of what they are deeming the Kraft Dinner Flavor Boost line. So they debuted it just this past June or so. I tried to find some official information. I hopped on the newswire on the press release circuit to try and find some information about it, some official information, but I didn't find an actual press release. They seem to have just kind of launched this out into the ether via social media, their Twitter accounts and whatnot. The best I could do was this press release from June 7th, with the headline that just says Kraft Heinz completes sales of nuts business. I just found it funny. So what I can tell you here is just this past June, they released 5 or 6 Flavor Boost packets, starting at Walmart and then across all grocery stores across the nation. Which nation? Of course, the Canadian nation. I don't know these have dropped in the United States of America or other parts of the world quite yet. But again, Kraft Dinner has kind of something of a special relationship with Canada, as you can see right there. Boop, boop, boop. Little Canadian flag right there. So it's only fair that they would let us Canucks, who have a much more defined palate of this food, be the one to share the information. And that is what I am here to do today, is I have acquired 3 of the 6 flavorings. So from what I can gather, again, there's no officialese information, they have dropped 5 flavorings in stores of the 6, and 1 flavor is exclusive to online. So I'm here today with 3 of these flavors I managed to acquire with you and little Snack Cam over here. How's it going, Snack Cam? And we are going to tackle what I've been able to acquire. So what I have for you today, I have the jalapeno flavoring, I have the cotton candy flavoring, which I believe is the exact same one that they launched with the Valentine's Day one. I think this is just a repackage of that one. And then I have the butter chicken over here. So what I couldn't get my hands on was the buffalo wings one. I couldn't find that anywhere. I would be very interested to try that one out. The ghost pepper flavoring, which I assume is just kind of like the jalapeno or the buffalo wings, but just much hotter. I don't know how, legally speaking, you're allowed to put ghost pepper into a commercially released product. But by all means. And then the last one that I couldn't find in a retail store that I believe is exclusive to the Kraft Dinner online store is the poutine flavor, which I would love to try that one out. So yeah, so all the flavorings are available on the website, including the exclusive poutine. They have some great merch, like this hat here. Why not? Anyways, so I have these flavors prepared. I have my Baja Blast. Why blast away the competition when you can Baja Blast them away? And we are going to tackle these one by one. So I'm going to start with the jalapeno one right here. So let's get a look at that right over there. Boop, boop, boop. So the way you're supposed to prepare these is you're supposed to prepare just a standard Kraft Dinner box, including all the cheese, and then you're supposed to add the flavor boost on afterwards. So all of these are baseline blue box Kraft Dinner right here, and we will see what the flavor boost has to offer. Okay, this one is very interesting. I think it has a very nice heat to it. I think it's got a very, very good kick to it. Has a little bit of kind of a transformative jalapeno flavoring to it, but not to a point where it takes away from the existing kind of Kraft Dinner flavor that you know and love. I'm taking another bite. Ooh, ooh. There's a crunch factor I was not expecting. I think these are kind of dried low jalapeno flakes. Here, let's show it off over there. I think it's doing a lot of heavy lifting. I'll be honest with you. I think there is a lot of very good flavor in this one. I think it's a lot of heat. Also, I don't think the flavor is too much more so than the heat. It tastes a lot like other kind of artificial jalapeno flavorings that you get in other products. But I think it really does do the job very, very well. I think this is kind of an adequate addition to any Kraft Dinner meal that you may like. Each of these flavor packs, I don't think I mentioned this, they go for about 99 cents, so about the same price as a box. So you're paying double for extra flavoring. And we're here to decide the value proposition of that, if it's worth it. So let's just take a swig of the Baja Blast, clear the palate. Love that fizz. Okay, so, do we go for cotton candy or brushing? Let's move down the line. So let's go for cotton candy. So this one caught me a little bit off guard in terms of preparation. So let's just have a little look-see right there at the cotton candy. So if we do our grand reveal here, boop, boop, boop. Yeah, so this one of the three is definitely the most aesthetically challenging, I would say, of them. It certainly changed the appearance of the Kraft Dinner. This cannot be mistaken for your average Kraft Dinner bowl. Let's grab it over there. So yeah, so this one, it has an appearance to it. So the smell test is interesting because it doesn't have a strong smell as the jalapeno one, but it certainly has, shall we say, a unique raison d'être here. It definitely has its own special smell here. So let's dive right in and just have a little nibble of this one. Okay, so what I can say off the bat is it's not overpowering, which depending on what you're expecting this can be a positive or a negative. Definitely I can say there is a touch of sweetness to it. I don't know if I liken it exactly like cotton candy, although cotton candy is just straight up sugar, I guess. But it's definitely, hold on. Okay, it adds a touch of sweetness to it, which, considering how extensive and transformative the color profile is of it, I don't know that that's very exciting. When you're creating yourself a cotton candy flavored Kraft Dinner, I think you wanna go for the moon here. You know, you really want to get everything into it, and this really, I have to say, isn't giving it its all. It's like they were too afraid of what they had created. It's like if Dr. Frankenstein had only went halfway on his monster and kind of just maybe added a few extra parts. They were too afraid of what they were able to create here, and they didn't go all the way. And I think personally for me, that makes it quite disappointing. I would have liked to have been mortified by what I was putting down my digestive tract than just this kind of meh that we're being provided right here. So the last one on the docket here for today is the butter chicken one. Now, I love butter chicken. It's one of my favorite foods, as you can tell. So this has very high standards here. It definitely needs to be the one that's going to have to transform the most of all of these, I think. We're going to see how boosted this flavor can be. So, let's take a look at this guy right here. Boom. Butter chicken right there. Let's discuss the ingredients of this. Oh, I didn't do that for the cotton candy one. Hold on, let's take a quick sidebar to the cotton candy. Sugar's beetroot concentrate. I assume that's for the coloring. Natural flavors, carrot concentrate. Again, I guess that's for color. Vanilla extract. Yeah, there's nothing. It's just kind of sugar is what they have in there. Okay, so let's take a look at the butter chicken. Okay, so sugar, tomato powder, milk ingredients, chili pepper, spices, turmeric. Yeah, from my incredibly Western suburban understanding of what goes into a butter chicken, this seems to be hitting most of the big hitters in it. So let's see what it has to offer for us. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, so what we have on display here, definitely a very, very strong butter chicken-esque smell, as I discovered when I was preparing it. So let's have a look at what we're offering there. As you can see, it has definitely, there's some little flecks there. I don't believe that's because I didn't mix it all that very well. I'm a seasoned pro at this. But it has little bits of flecks there. I don't know which flavorings that would be exactly. Okay, so I'm excited for this one. I genuinely am. If I could combine two of my favorite foods, Kraft dinner and butter chicken, I would be a Kraft winner. Okay, let's give it a taste. Okay, again, very, very interesting. Very interesting. I think it's doing, this one, especially compared to the cotton candy one, is doing its job, is what it's doing here. It is selling me on the idea of the mixture of Kraft dinner and butter chicken, I think is what it's doing. It's got a touch of a kick, of course not as bad as the jalapeno one, and I'm sure the ghost pepper and the buffalo wings as well. It has a little bit of a kick, but the kick is there to accentuate the flavors that are here. So it's got those spices that you would expect from a classic butter chicken. It definitely tastes like what you expect. If somebody handed you this bowl and you took a nibble of it and they asked you to guess what flavor it was, I think you could call out butter chicken pretty quickly, or at least something within that cuisine. So yeah, it's definitely good. It rests with you a little bit, I have to say. It's definitely not a flavoring that vanishes the moment that you have finished chewing on it. It's definitely, it lingers a little bit in your mouth, which I think is what you want it to do. And it provides a nice balance of the sweetness and the savory, a little bit of the spice you want. I'm definitely a fan of this one. I'm gonna maybe invest in a few more of these and really punch up my Kraft dinner. Definitely a winner. So, we'll quickly give some the Baja Blast. If I have a blast, make it a Baja Blast. So, I guess the verdict of what we're doing with here. So, if I were to rank them based on 3 I have here, butter chicken, I think it provides you a rewarding experience, and I want to rank it the gold medal. What comes in second? I have to give it to the jalapeno. I think what the jalapeno is doing here, it provides something you could probably ordinarily get if you just put in any sort of hot sauce or spice, but I think it adds a little bit of a touch of richness to it. I think it provides a very nice heat. I think if you start combining some of these, which, let's calm down, let's not start making some hybrids here, but if you were, I think this could provide really a nice balance to the existing flavor we have there. So let's rank it at the silver medal. And in third place, our biggest loser, our third winner, biggest loser, I gotta give it to the cotton candy, which is very disappointing, because I really think there was some really high expectations to this one, but it really just didn't provide what I needed it to, and what I think we all need it to. Can you imagine if you've been gifted this from your loved one at Valentine's Day? Hello, honey, here's your cotton candy, and it just doesn't provide. It has a little bit of sweetness, which I think you can just add just by throwing in a little bit of sugar into your existing one, your existing KD mix, and I think that is unfortunate. I think the visual experience of it is very exciting. I think that's where this one will stand out, but I think flavor-wise, it didn't do it for me, so it's going to rank in third. So those are our available options here. That is what we've discovered. Thank you for joining me on this. If you want to enhance just your natural cheese flavor, always get your KD shaker, of course. Find this at your retailers. Ba-boom. So with this, you can add cheese to any of your existing Kraft Dinner products, your favorite meals, and you can also add other things. It's wonderful. So highly recommend that. What's that? Wait, we have a bonus segment here. Welcome everyone to Chester's Chow Corner. Boom. So, a little bit of a bonus on top of this. We've tackled Kraft Dinner, but Chester's Chow Corner is where we check in with what Frito-Lay and the Cheetos brand are doing for our food innovations. Today we have, of course, our 2 of the 3 flavors of Cheetos macaroni and cheese. Let's have a look at those. So as the world was coming to its knees, as we needed them most, Cheeto came out and said, don't worry, we want to take our own spin into the macaroni and cheese market, which, very bold choice, especially. So let's have a quick little look at what we hear. So Cheetos, of course, our favorite little cheesy snack food. This bag's empty because a full Cheeto bag is a sad Cheeto bag. So they provide us with 3 flavors. I only have 2 on hand right here. So we've got Flamin Hot, which, always a classic Cheetos flavor. Nothing wrong with Flaming Hot. And then we have ourselves here, cheesy jalapeno, matching up with that one right there. And then there's just a standard cheesy one. So you have a quick look at these. I could say the boxes, they're a little bit more cardboardy than theirs. And I could also say from the packaging, from the cheese packets, I gotta say disappointing. With Kraft Dinner, you really get kind of that branding of the Kraft Dinner. You kind of, when you pull out a packet, you know it's KD branded, you know it's the experience you're getting. This is just kind of this basic paper packet, which maybe it's more recyclable, which if that's the case, go ahead, shoot your shot there, be environmentally friendly. But yeah, that's just unfortunate. But let's take a look at our 2 flavorings that we have here. So let's pull them both up. These are these are challenging, I have to say. I can see with the pasta, they're kind of this spiral shape. I don't know that it really likens itself to kind of a Cheeto. I guess it's kind of the swirly shape or other. So that one right there is the jalapeno. This one right here is very challenging. This is the Flamin Hot one. That is a deep golden red right there, a scarlet red. As if the Kraft Dinner itself has been burdened with wearing a scarlet letter on itself, is almost what it is. So everyone knows its little deep, dark, little sins. So I think before we dive in, I'm going to take a quick swig of Baja Blast. Okay, and let's see what these 2 have to offer. Quickly go into the jalapeno. Okay, I think it's a much more mild heat than what the Kraft Dinner is. But I think it definitely has a more pronounced jalapeno flavoring. I would say so on that. I think you can definitely point to this and say more, oh, this is jalapeno, than, oh, this is just some heat to it. Let's cleanse the palate very quickly. Let's dive into the Flaming Hot. Ooh. Ooh. Is it hot? Let's find out. Okay, it's not burning, it's not scorching. Definitely a very strong cheese flavor. I was not expecting that strong a cheese flavor in that, I have to say. I don't think, I still think of all the heat ones we've dealt with, the KD Boost Jalapeno is honestly the hottest one that we've dealt with. Even the Flamin' Hot isn't really kicking my butt here. Okay, so that is our assortment of macaroni and cheese items we have dealt today. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you learned a little bit about Kraft dinner and a lot about yourselves today. Thank you so much. Please go check these out at your local supermarkets across Canada, of course. And listen, stay easy, stay breezy, stay nice and cheesy. That's all I can say. Show you around. Check out my sponsors. Don't got them, needs them. Give me some. Bye!